here. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Vengeance is a Dish Best Served Cole's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the DX9 Warm Pocket Skyer. Now, you guys know I don't do packaging in my videos. If you want to look at the packaging, you can do your Googles. There's no need for me to go over it. So you must be asking yourself, well, why am I looking at this box? And the reason why is because this is on loan to me from a friend of mine, Ace. He hosts a show on YouTube called, I'm going to say this as clearly as possible as not to confuse it with any other thing, Figure Banging. And it's basically a live YouTube review show. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty interesting. They have like a panel of people on, and it's a good show, and it's part of the realm of collectors, and those are good guys, and I mess with them. So the reason why I'm showing you the box, though, is apparently Ace is very particular about how the tape is removed from his boxes. So he had these shipped directly to me, and he sent me this text that said, only thing I'm gonna ask is to open any tape from the left or top. I'm anal about that. Well, let me tell you a little story about Ace Milo. I used to only hear from Ace every once in a while. And do you know when I would hear from Ace? Was it when I had children that were born? No, not then. Was it during my, maybe an anniversary with my wife? No. You know when it was? It was when I mistransformed something. Ace would be sure to let me know. Well, let me see how this tape thing goes. Let me just open this up the best I can. Open this up. I transformed that one right, Ace? Obviously, I didn't do that. I love Ace, good dude. I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. So let's talk about this guy. Accessory-wise, he comes with these 3 bits here. 2 of these, we'll talk about them. You saw they plug into the wings. Yellow paint here on the tip, so to speak. I think it's a black plastic with the silver paint added on. Plugs in fine, even with the chrome and the paint, so they toleranced it fairly well. Little snug, but not, not uncomfortably so. And this translucent sword. Decent sculpt, just translucent plastic, but it does have this little bit in there. Like, there is some love and care into that as well. So we'll set that aside. So let's talk about him. And actually, as you guys are watching this, I am on vacation. I got this out of the way early so that you guys would have something to watch. So the head is on a ball peg. We have silver paint on the face as well as blue paint, and it looks really good. I dig the face sculpt as well. The ball peg, articulation-wise, gets the head down, up, and a swivel, confused dog look, etc. And then the arms are on ball pegs on hinges. So let's back out a little bit. The camera's struggling to focus. So the hinge is up inside the torso. It can rotate down a little bit, but you really probably wouldn't use that. So you mostly just get, what was that all about? Just get the ball peg, gets the arm out to 90 degrees, maybe a little bit past, and the swivel. So that's fine. No bicep swivel, but you get it at the elbow, which is a ball peg, and you get past 90 degrees on that. So that's fine. And then no wrist swivel. You probably could get a little bit of a hinge. We'll talk about that later. Same for the other side. No waist swivel. This is the part that's really bothersome. The hip articulation. So out to the side, full Van Damme. No problems. Backward. More than enough. Forward. Ooh. Bad form. Now you can move past the plastic if you kind of move this up and kind of scratch underneath. But they should have adjusted that. Like, that's not okay. And it's on both sides. It's just, they would have just taken a slight bit off there. I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst thing. I mean, even the articulation back here, I guess maybe you can articulate that out. Yeah, then you can get past it. You can get to 90 degrees, but I'm not willing to give them that because the joint doesn't move smoothly enough around the other bits. That's an issue. That's the kind of stuff that people call nitpicking and I call poor design, just from the critique standpoint. So we have also on the chest, I want to mention, we have the silver and red paint, and that looks good. The red paint could have used a second coat, especially over here. It's not as sharp. It's actually a little bit dodgy overall. I might take back my praise on that. A little sketch. Silver paint looks good. And then we have the gold paint for the thighs and upper thigh and lower thigh, and you get a thigh swivel. That all works fine. I'm not sure about this little bit of business up in there. I'm not sure why they would do that. I don't care for that. That's a very Combiner Warsy thing. Nice silver finish on the legs. Looks great. Red paint on there looks good as well. I'm guessing the black is the... I don't know. The black might be painted on as well. It looks like it is. Yep. And then the red paint here, all that is done really well. And then they even painted these two little metallic blue stripes on the feet, and that's cool too. So I dig all that. Just, you know, it's got some issues. So real quick before we get started, the knee does have a bend. We didn't talk about it. It gets you a little shy of 90 degrees at a hinge, and the ankles have a tilt all the way back to there, forward to there, and then a pretty nice rocker. So that all works well. I got sidetracked by this paint, and you know how I get, and I forgot to mention it. So let's transform. I haven't transformed them yet, but I looked at the instructions. I think we can handle it, and Ace will correct me if I'm wrong. So let's move this little piece here up here, and we'll move this head up, and that latches on into the swoop head, and then you can pull this up, but we're gonna take that out just to take a little bit of friction off of this whole piece that does slide up. And I think that's as far as she goes, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. These chest pieces are like butterfly hinges. They come around to the front, which put the wings in the correct location. And then you can angle these down on the hinges, and we'll sort the hands later. But you can just leave them bent for now. And let's see. We're going to turn the thighs around 180. And then we're going to open these pieces here. I did have a bit of a problem when I was going to look through the articulation with getting some of these to move. There's a little tight hinge, but nothing that can't be easily sorted. I'm sure it'll give over time. Rotate the feet back. And then you want to bring the whole leg as far up as you can. And then hinge at the knee. Make sure that this is, I guess, 90 degrees, because it's got to fit into that spot, and then that tabs in to there. So let's give it a go. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, and I don't want to cause any damage to the paint. Let me try the other one. Yep, I don't care for that one bit. Let's see. I've almost got one if I can get one. I'm not going to force it. So we'll rotate this hand out here, and those make up the bird feet, or pterodactyl feet rather. I will go work on this for a bit and see if I can't get it, but that's how it's supposed to be done. So there it is, and getting it here was a pain. And you can see it's still there. Maybe it's still not 100%. You see this leg is a little cattywampus. So let me show you this, because I want it to be clear. The angles of the blue hip should be here. The feet need to end up almost right against it. This black piece needs to be underneath, between the wing and the hip. That obviously needs to tab in. It's a nightmare. It's just not designed well. There's too much stuff that needs to get out of the way, and I will show you that transformation. Maybe I'll transform this guy back. I think it might be worth it to robot mode just to show it. But let's talk about the pterodactyl. So we got a little bit of paint mishap there with the blue, but the blue eyes are painted fairly well. The chrome wings look great. If you like chrome, I like chrome, so that's me. And then, of course, you can plug in his signature units with no problem. You know, and there's this guy, and it's ultimately fine, except for this bit, and it's an issue that's plaguing this toy overall, and we'll get to that here in final thoughts. But let's transform it back. So we'll take these off. You know, I don't normally do this sort of things. I don't do transformations both ways. I don't think that Transformer review should be a transformation tutorial. I think it should be a critique of the product. That's a different conversation that maybe we can have one day. Anyway, it hinges at this neck hinge there, and then you get this jaw, which is on a single hinge that gets you all the way to there. So great range. And then you get these, you know, the same elbows and the feet tilt. This is what I was saying when we talk about later with the wrist hinge. All right, so let me show, because it is a pain. So, yeah, yikes. And it's a little worse because, you know, I don't own it. So I'm gonna try to get this wing as far as I can out. Good grief. Like it shouldn't be this way. Do you know what I mean? Let me, there's one. Now that I have one, I should have a little bit better time getting the second. But to be fair, the one that I got out is the one that wasn't in all the way. So there you go. Twist these around here, 180. Bring the feet down. Fold these flaps in. Fold the wings up. Bring the chest around on this butterfly hinge. Dude. Maybe I have to bring this down first. There. Which I is not how they have it in the instructions. All right, flip the hands out. Flip bird head down. And I didn't flip that down quite right, did I? There we go. And there you have it. Fix the shoulders. Yikes, Mac. Size comparison wise, there he is with a Legends, Hasbro Legends and a Iron Factory Legends. So I still like the way that these guys scale up. Final thoughts wise, my big negatives here are the tolerances. Like those hips should move more smoothly. The transformation should be more smooth. Even the things that I didn't get hung up on, like the chest rotating in and out, like that still doesn't work quite right. Even the ankle rockers, they're on like 2 pegs that plug into a circular hinge. Like it's not like a pinned hinge. And as a result, like you can feel it like stutter as you're trying to move it. It's just not a smooth piece. The only other bit of critique I have for this is I feel like they should have had a waist articulation. I know that it's hard with Swoop, but you know, it's hard to earn money too sometimes to buy it. So, you know, people tell me to stop crying, but I'm telling them to stop apologizing. Yeah, and I think that that honestly is enough. Like there's enough there for me to not recommend this, but there's plenty of good about this as well, which I will point out. Once again, they continue to kind of try to check as many boxes in a Legends class figure as they can. You know, we got chrome, we got paint, we have finish paint. You know, like there's a lot of love that goes in here. The sculpt is good, the articulation is fair. You know, and the aesthetic of both look pretty good. I like the way they scale and so forth. So there is plenty good here. Okay, so let me put it like this. There's plenty good here if you decided you want the whole set and you're already in for the first 2 and, you know, now you would be worried. No, there's still plenty good here to finish the whole set. That being said, if you were contemplating going in on this line, there's enough bad here for me to not recommend this. However, if the other 2 end up being great, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's a really good bowl of cereal, but it's got one little rotten piece of banana in it, and sometimes you just gotta, you know, eat the banana, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sick and I'm tired. Doesn't matter. I'm enjoying my vacation. I hope that you guys are enjoying this video, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.